We have a one, U.S. trade representative. The speaker also got COVID-19, but she was so talkative. Seems no issues there.
Yeah.
Burad's in, right? Hello, Burad. Is going to talk a few minutes, or how he's going to cover several slides, or what?
I have the slideshow that he sent me. I added the SBA
Good.
cover and Bharat's contact information into it, so that should be fine. And we'll go from there.
That's good. Yeah. I just in case Burad wants to cover a few slides. I don't know how did he feel. So I back it up because I usually want slides matching the notes what they have, but it sounds like this was not the way because he knew what his slides arrangement what to talk, but not if that's the case, I have to go by slide.
Right.
No, sounds like. And the next one, I'm done with the speaker, no issue, attorneys done, and Incoterm. So they are well prepared. So in this way, topics each. Hello, Bura, Mr. Manganani. I try. So you will show the slide later on. So I have to pull out mine. Let me see. You don't need to see me, right? Don't you? You have to see me. Which is better for you?
It doesn't matter to me. Once we make the slides,
I have to look at. Let me see. If I exit the full screen, I can look at the slides he had. Is the slides matches 25? Because to me, it's like the first one. The first three are similar. Is that true? Or is it different?
As what?
The slides.
Similar to what?
To last week's one.
They are. I think that they might be the same ones.
Yeah, that's why I said I was confused. Is the slide the same?
Yeah, this is what he sent me. So
what do you have? Let me see. What do you have? Because if it's the same, then we got issues there. Why we have the same slides? Bura, can he talk? Let me talk to him.
So this is what I have.
What do you have?
So
to me, it's the same thing. Where's the difference? Not the only thing. If that's the case, we have to go all the way, skip this 1, 2, 3, 4, go all the way to. Let me see. What is the one? I just look at the. What do I have here? That's the one he sent you. So
this is what he sent me.
It's the same. It says 18, but to me, I look at this the same thing.
Because I think it is the same thing.
So what do we have to do? But last time, how many slides did he cover?
He never told me what. He never told me when to switch the slides. So I.
Okay, let me move. Let me see. We skip. Let's go from the. Let's move on. Let me see. What is the one? Move on. Next one. I saw there's a one entry. Yeah, I think that's probably the one. The previous. We probably start from the number 7. What do you think?
From here. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. I think that's because otherwise it's different.
Okay. So we'll start. We can start from here.
Yeah, we start from here. You make sure his first photos or whatever. But I saw he's going to talk a few minutes for the first. Should I call him? He's online. I saw him, right?
Yep. All right. So we'll start from.
So last time you never moved the slide, don't you? You did not.
I tried, but he never really told me.
Okay, yeah, that's good. So that's why I like see my slide. Remember, I have all notes on the one by one. So
yeah,
that's probably I look at the slides. Oh my God, the first one does not look like a market entry. But yeah, I try my best to see. Yeah, I think that's okay. It all sounds better. And then then I should be able to do something there. Let me see. I have to look at my. Yeah, if he could not make it, I have to summarize a little bit and then go from there. Okay. I do have one, but mine's so different. But the issue I had, they could not, my IT department could not discover the one I saved in the drive
Okay.
2 years ago. We can only go back to December 2019, but I did have one over 160 slides, which one portion is about the global marketing, which is based on my formula. Remember, I have like a 13 questions there. But anyway, you know, we try to. This is the best we can do because we never know what happened here.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that I can cover that. You know, I have to read that what he had. That's why I thought, oh,
Yeah. No, Bharat, we cannot hear you.
Huh?
Bharat, we cannot hear you.
He's coming back.
He put it in the chat. Can you hear me? And I said, no, we cannot hear you.
Yeah, before I saw he can pre-recorded what he said. You know, bad things happen twice. I saw my eye doctor on my left hand side. I've got a bump here. I want to kick it out. I said, no. This afternoon I'm going to have a webinar. I don't want to have like wearing my thing. That sounds weird, right?
Yeah, your eye mask.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell do the surgery. I said, we'll wait for next week. I said, oh my God,
All right.
Let me see what he had. Oh, he's still there. I hope he's getting better.
Yeah, I hope so too. Hi, everybody who's kind of sitting in this waiting area. We're going to be starting in just a couple minutes. I'm going to be getting us ready to stream on our social media, and then we can get going. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen just so that I can get set up to stream. All right, if you chat. All right, if you are ready, I can get us.
Let me see. I want you to cut some slides away. Hold on. You are able to cut it, right?
Yes, I can.
Okay, let's go there. Definition. Cut the definition. Slide number 10. If you have there. And yep. Where's the Obama's wording? I want to cut it off too. What is it? Let me see. That's the slide number 16.
Okay. All set.
Then we should be okay. So how many slides do we have now? Then I can go better now.
So I have, if I cut off the first.
Yeah, I want to go simple. Probably we just some more.
So I have 22, but that includes the SBA cover and Bharat's information.
Good. Why don't you first speak about your your name title? Talk more about your hold on, let me see where I'm still in the green. Okay, talk about your service. And
yep, absolutely.
Joe is not coming, right? So
I don't think so.
Bura can talk about his service and score. This is a show for the score, and then we can start the one. I have my colleague Selena Jacobs is online too, so she might help to answer some questions. If I'm stuck there,
that would be great.
Hopefully we can get this through. That should be no problem if I can, manage to read the slides. You're gonna move slides, or can I move it?
I can take care of it for you.
Okay, don't worry. I will work with you. I will let you know when to move slides or something.
All right, sounds good.
Are you still there? Okay, you can go ahead.
All right, so hello everybody. My name is Jennifer, and I am the manager of I've Squared at the New Haven Free Public Library. I've Squared is a mix of makerspace and entrepreneurial hub, where we help creatives, makers, and entrepreneurs in starting their small businesses and working on creative endeavors. I am so happy to have John and Bharat and Selena from SBA to come and present this 6-part series on import and export and taking your business global. This is presented in partnership with SCORE New Haven. SCORE is a national volunteer organization of mostly retired, though not all retired, business people who offer free mentoring and other free assistance to small businesses. So if you were to just Google SCORE New Haven, you'd be able to find all of their information. And Oh, great. Selena's gonna put it in the content in the chat. And I'm gonna read it for the people on the phone. You can, for SBA, you can go to Connecticut_DO at sba.gov, or find them on Twitter at SBA_Connecticut. And you can find them at sba.gov/CT online as well. With that, I am going to let John start. I'm going to share my screen.
Is Burak able to
Burak,
take a few minutes? Or is
Burak,
he
are you
connected?
able to talk? He's there, but I don't hear him.
Oh, yeah, sorry. He got the issues here. What? Still, we thank him for coming, join us. He did not feel well. He was,
Yeah,
had
Burak is
issues with
recovering from COVID. So he's still not feeling 100%. So we hope that he continues to get better. But we're here to help present what he has put together for us.
Or he maybe answer
No,
questions.
Burak, we still cannot hear you.
Anyway.
So, okay.
But he sent a message through chat, right?
Yeah, I know. I think we might be able to.
Can you? Oh, okay, he got 2 lines. One is blocked. The other one is.
Yeah. So.
Mr. Munganani, namaste. Can you speak? Oh, yeah, it's gone. He should be able to speak, right? Can he?
Burak, can you hear us now?
Or he should call in.
I don't know. I don't know how he can do that. But.
All right. Oh, he's on and off. I don't know why. He's click on and off. Sorry. But anyway, we can go ahead. Don't worry.
Okay,
he can jump in later on.
Okay. I'll share my screen. Make that full screen. And if anybody has any questions at all, feel free to put them in the chat. Selena is going to be watching the chat so she can answer your questions in real time. If you are on the phone, I don't know if there's a way you can raise your hand. But if you can't, you can always email me, and I will say my email towards the end. So just keep your questions written down and we will go from there. If you are watching us on Facebook land, you can also put your questions in the comments and I will do my best to answer them before the end of the program. Bharat, I can see you now. If you were to talk.
Hi, Bharat, welcome. Namaste. Do you feel better?
No, I still can't hear him, so there's still no sound.
Hear you.
So
he unmute yourself, Bharat.
He is unmuted. We just still can't hear him. So
you want to give me a few minutes or how this work?
I'll keep an eye out and we can get.
Okay, we can move ahead anyway.
So for this is Bharat's contact information. We're hoping to get the sound fixed. Bharat is a certified global business professional and a senior international trade counselor for the SCORE chapter of New Haven. And you can email him at bmanghni@aol.com. So with that, I will let John start.
Okay, hi, all. Thank you so much. And Bharat has been my best partner in the past 7 years, hosting this webinar, expert webinar series since 2014. And he spent a lot of time preparing these slides, and I'm just going to, read the slides. And if you have any question, please send us through the email or WeChat. Okay, sorry, chat box. And Bharat may and my colleague Selena may able to answer the questions. If we don't have answer, we will find somebody to give you the answer. Definitely, that's our promise. And okay, this is the part 3 of expert or taking your business global, webinar series. Part 3. We may have some overlapping on the issues. We talk about first in the part 1 why you should take your business global. And the second part, we talk about the business global business management, and how to really get yourself business ready, product ready, export ready, and of course later on we talk about the finance ready to go global. So today, we're going to talk about the market entry, talk about global marketing strategies, and also how we approach to the international markets with challenging, of course, a lot of challenges in terms of cultures, way of doing businesses, the laws and other regulations overseas. But we have the legal advisors and also the finance experts. We were talking those issues in the next 3 webinars. So first here, talking about the international marketing strategies or market entry strategies. So first you have to ask yourself, what is the company likely to gain from exporting? First, many of the times, are you ready for exporting? Is that consistent with the company's goals or its missions? How will the company meet the demands? In terms of the resources, the management, the personnel, production capacity. Oh, Paula is back. Oh, he's moving the slides.
No, I hit something by accident.
No problem. It's all right. No, I just he's back. Also the expected benefits outweigh the costs, or would the company resources be better used for developing other business opportunities? So those things always in your mind, why should I go global, if I'm doing well domestically? Next slide, please. These are the helpful links. You can click. Probably have issue. We will let you know. Are you ready for export? My export plan, as Paula mentioned previously last week. Strategies. The reasons to export. Export experts. Research the global market. All these links are available either through Census Bureau or U.S. Export Assistance Center or Chamber of Commerce, or even SBDC and SBA website. The next slide. Okay, Bula talked about the export plan last week. Basically the export readiness planner, which really it's about the Q&A. Once you answer those questions, you will be scored. If you're 90% above, and then you're ready. So many of the questions are asked here: how to determine your product's export potential, which means are you selling well your product and services in America? So if you are, you are likely to be successful overseas if you know how. Second, establish whether your company and the key employees are export ready, and also determine your management's level of commitment to international markets. Identify target foreign markets for your products through market research. Evaluate distribution and promotional options, and building an overseas distribution system. Determine export prices, payment terms, methods, and techniques. Familiarize yourself with shipping methods or costs associated with the export documentation procedures, export financing, tariffs, and other requirements for exporting. So the planner will help you to really answer those questions, as I just mentioned. Next slide, please. Well, for more information here, of course, you can contact the SBDC, also U.S. Export Assistance Center, But the easiest way is to contact SBA in each district. Here in Connecticut's Hartford office, we will refer you to the army of experts in every field almost, like whether it's legal, finance, market, barriers, any issues relating to international trade. We will find the answer or find somebody to help you. And let me see. Yeah, most of those readiness checks in the planner, as I mentioned prior, will be covered, as I mentioned. However, you need the real experiences. Okay, basically the management and your staff, your employees' commitment are fundamental to the success of the international trade. Without companies' complete ownership of expanding international, even the most appropriate products may have failed. Even you have nice product, but if you do not have the commitment from top level, it is very hard to sell your products and services overseas successfully. Next slide. Okay, export strategies. It's also part of the marketing strategies. The experienced internationalists looks at export strategies from different views. First, the guides and wonders why the necessary changes to the product have to be tackled first. Because your product sells well in America, but maybe they don't fit to the local culture of a foreign markets. You have to make a little bit of adjustment, whether in terms of language translations and things along those lines. And the reason one of the company's primary source of expertise on those questions will come from the strategic department. It's okay. Go ahead, no problem. Okay, talking about the export specific strategies, specifically, what are they? There are three main ways, three approaches to consider. First, direct exports, which means you sell your products and services overseas directly. Second, through intermediaries. Okay, can you find somebody, your brokers, to help you or any distributors to do so, whether domestically, internationally. Third way or strategy approach is indirect exporting. We do have many indirect exporting. You think it's headache to export directly or through the brokers or other export management companies. You may sell to the companies that have a huge market share or huge distribution network overseas, and let the latter to sell your products. Many of in Connecticut, if you look at our supply chain of the aviation industry, many are exporting, to many actually sell to, say, Sikorsky, and the Sikorsky incorporate their parts and service into the finished products for export. So that's what we call the indirect exporting, but that's also they are eligible for SBA loan programs. So these are the three main approaches or strategies to exporting. Either you directly you export your products, or indirectly through the third parties, brokers or export management companies, etc., or you sell to the companies that are already exporting overseas. So there are three ways. Next slide, please. Okay, here's three helpful links. We're not going to click on that one, but this is a country commercial guide, from the Commerce Department. You can understand what is, what is going on. How about that, market in a certain country, politically, economically. The population data, the cultures there, the businesses there. Of course, you can contact our embassy or consulate in that country to learn more about the businesses or possible potential your buyers of your products and services. And we can, of course, arrange those meetings online before you going, leaving America for that country. And how to write an export plan. Of course, marketing is always an important part of the export plan. And of course, lastly, selecting initial markets. Probably, many of our businesses here feel very comfortable going to Canada and Mexico. That if we go to Europe, it's probably too far away. But at least here, through our U.S. MCA, the NAFTA 2, you can really sell your products duty free almost to Canada, Mexico. Through inland or by a truck. So that's probably the easiest way. So if you're looking at your marketing strategies and found out the potential international buyers in our neighbors. So next slide, please.
John, I'd just like to add that if anybody at any point wants to look at these links, I will be sending the slides out. Some of you I've already sent the slides to, so you'll be able to go in afterwards and click on these links.
Great, thank you, Jennifer. Yeah, Jennifer is very helpful. I think it's, we have been working with the New Haven Free Public Library. We used to host the in-person workshops there. So I try to reach Jennifer if you need more information about those links. Thank you. Next slide, Jennifer. Why this one is on top of my, hold on. Okay. Well, one of the marketing strategies is creating an export website. You could hire a webmaster, or you can write your own site using free services such as Wix, Squarespace, web.com weekly, or even Yahoo. Now, just make sure we cannot endorse any organizations. You got to really work with, or you can work with a score counselor like a Burat and to get some, assistance and advice. So that's probably the best way. That's why we have this workshop together with SCORE and SCORE International Trade Counselor. Fortunately, Pula Manganani is the only certified global business professional at SCORE, in New Haven, right in the center of the state. So you can get all the advices from him, and he can coordinate and find the best web designer for your company if you go that way. And we also will talk about how the fees, having the professional to design your website is eligible expenses for SBA State Trade and Expansion Program grant. So we will talk about the STEP grant, or we call it STEP grant, in the next session. But just let you know is that the expenses can be reimbursed, up to 75%. If you spend, $3,000, can be reimbursed up to 75% of that cost. Also, let me see. Most potential exporters have had success with a product and service marketed domestically and believe their product will succeed in the national markets. So you have to also taking that into consideration when you create an export website, which is totally different than the domestic market. To most cases, some may similar, probably, product in America versus in Canada, unless you want to sell in Quebec. That's a different, culture there, French influence there. You might translate your products labels into French if you're really focusing on the market in that area in Quebec. Also, you can, of course, sell products on behalf of a separate company or become a wholesaler. You could even combine 2 or 3 methods to begin exporting. And my advice here is Bulat's advice. He's nodding hand. That means I did a good job for him. Use the KISS methodology. keep it simple, stupid, I think. Let me change it. But kiss method, I mean, keep it simple and sweet. That's my kiss method. We always use in the business school. I do not see the last one. What is the most important goal in writing for websites to attract? I could not see the last sentences. What is that? I could not see.
To attract traffic and grow the site.
Okay, so that's, thank you. Yeah, basically, I think you can really discuss those issues with the professional website designer. Really, put your requirements, your purpose of this, website, what kind of marketing strategies you want to achieve, the results, target the market countries, that basically you can use SBA STEP grant to translate all those, to have over 100 languages on your website, make it a very international website. Most of the companies I have seen that they do have a domestic website, but there's international portion of that. When you click on that with all different international, the national flags of different countries. So that make also the website looks very attractive. Next slide. Bula, you can talk or you want to start with whatever. Sounds like I do a good job for you. Here are also a lot of help links. Yeah, we're not going to go one by one, because of time, issue here. But I believe Jennifer can send that to you, or you can follow up with Bula. For the follow-up services, he picked up a lot of clients already in the past workshops. Next slide, please. What is an export businesses? Okay, now we already defined what do you mean about export. Export means a function of international trade where goods and produced in one country are shipped to another country for future sale and trade. That's the definition. The sale of such goods adds to the producing nation's gross output, GDP, of course. Export really add more jobs, more dollar contribution to our GDP. Especially the U.S. is the largest trading partner throughout the world. If used for trade, exports are exchanged for other products or services. Next slide, please. Okay, so here's the market for unique products and services. It's endless. Okay, but first, you look at the overseas market, in addition to US market. Yes, we have 300 consumers here, but overseas, you're talking about 6 billion. So any products, if you look at the relaxing soft drinks, government sector, IT department, business equipment, toys, automobiles, DVDs, you name it, agricultural products, cosmetics, anything, all the products from A to Z, are sellable, are exportable, because US made products, great brand name, everybody wants the product made in USA because it represents not only the brand, but also the good quality of the products. So these products are really, especially they're selling well in America, definitely you should have tremendous markets overseas. Next slide, please. Package design, talking about the marketing strategies. We want to make sure all entry strategies should include the design of product, packaging, presentation of all types of the products. The international business community is littered with product failure due to lack of understanding and limited knowledge of the target consumer. When considering the face of the product to the end user, the following should be considered carefully: languages, colors, and customs. Next slide, please. Okay, language and culture. There are upwards of 7,000 languages in the world, so it is important to be aware of the language and cultural differences. Language problems became even more serious once the people of a country speak several languages. For example, in Canada, labels must be in both English and French. Canada has a population of 35 million people or so, and they prefer their Pepsi TV ads in both French and English. In India, there are over 200 different dialects, and a similar situation exists in China. Yeah, I wish Bulla can talk. He speaks different languages. He's great experiences when he deals with the businesses in India. So also it follows that in promoting products to some sections of the population of those countries, it is important to recognize linguistic and cultural differences. So which means even within the same culture, there are differences. And as an exporter, we should be aware of that. Of course, it is important to triple check the marketing campaign which you want to really initiate or start in targeting those countries. Companies with international ambitions shouldn't. I could not really see the bottom part somehow. Jennifer? Oh, okay, colors. Colors also have different meaning in different cultures. So this is so important when you're really working on your marketing strategies. Just make sure taking that into consideration. Marketers should do their research and pick country appropriate colors. For example, in Egypt, the country's color of green is considered unacceptable for packaging because religious leaders once wear it. In Japan, black and white are colors of mourning and should not be used on the product's package. Similarly, purple is unacceptable in Hispanic nations because it is associated with death. Next slide. Customs and taboos. Wow, all cultures have their own unique set of customs and taboos. Marketers should know what is acceptable and what is not for marketing programs. Next slide. Marketing plan, more specifically, ultimately, at the global marketing level, a company trying to speak with one voice is faced with many challenges when creating a worldwide marketing plan. Unless a company holds the same position against its competition in all markets, that is market leadership, low cost, etc., it is impossible to launch identical marketing plans worldwide. When branding and packaging for international products, careful consideration must be placed on factors such as languages, colors, customs, aesthetics, and placement. Next slide, please. Effective global advertising techniques do exist. The key is to testing advertising ideas using a marketing research system proven to provide results that can be compared across countries. The ability to identify which elements or moments of an advertising are contributing to that success is how economies of scale are maximized. You will find many of the advertising companies in the USA have agencies in many markets. Next slide. Aesthetics. The term is used to refer to the concepts of beauty and good taste. The phrase, beauty is in the eye of a beholder, is a very appropriate description for the differences that exist between cultures. For example, Americans believe that Some tents are attractive, useful, and healthy. However, the Japanese do not. These key differences apply to labels and branding as well. Next slide. Placement. How the product is distributed is also a country-by-country decision, sometimes influenced by how the competition is being offered to the target market. Examples. Yeah, I wish Bula is here. He got a lot of examples I knew. Not all cultures use vending machines. Japan, however, has more vending machines per capita than the US, and they offer a large variety of products. In the US, products are sold by the pallet via warehouse stores. In India, it is not an option. I wish he can talk. He can talk a lot about what's going on in India. India's go-down system has been in place for more than a century. A go-down is a warehouse or storage facility at the port, and goods can move from various forms of transport through towns and cities to a final three-wheel tuk-tuk, which delivers to small village stores. I believe in other countries, in Pakistan, Malaysia, Southeastern Asian countries, Thailand, even Thailand and Cambodia, they have all the three tuk-tuk, which delivers all the products to small village. Also used as a tourist vehicle. If you have been to the southeastern countries, especially of course in India, in this case, as Bula mentioned, placement decisions must also consider the product's position in the marketplace. For example, a high-end product would not want to be distributed via a dollar store in the US. Conversely, a product promoted as, oh, I cannot see the rest. Let me see what
So the last places, placement decisions must also consider the product's position in the marketplace. For example, a high-end product would not want to be distributed via a dollar store in the US. Conversely, a product promoted as a low-cost option in France would find limited success in a pricey boutique.
Oh, thank you so much. I think that's the end of the presentation. I believe, Bula is working very hard on it, and he's online. Of course, he's quiet. I wish him getting better, recover soon. But we're now open for the questions. If you have, please do so. And we will be able to answer, some of them, or hopefully all of them. Thank you, Jennifer. Back to you.
Thank you. Oh, where's my camera? Here's my camera. If interested, please contact him. So I just put in the chat something that Bharat sent to us. He is planning on starting classes specifically for exporting in the fall. It's going to be a 16-week course free of charge, once a week for 2 hours every Saturday from 11 to 1. If you're interested, you can contact him. I am going to give his contact information again for those of you who missed it and cannot see it in the chat. You can call him at 203-865-7645 or email him at bmanghni@aol.com. My name again is Jennifer, and I am the manager of I've Squared in New Haven. I would be happy to email you the slides and forward any additional questions that you have. You can email me at jgargiulo@nhfpl.org. I'll put that in the chat for those who can see. And I will get back to you as soon as I can. But what I'm going to do is I'll send you a link to a OneDrive folder that I've uploaded all of the previous slides as well as the previous recording so that you can go back and rewatch things if you would like. And if you have any questions later on, feel free to send them to me and I will be happy to pass them along to John or Bharat or whoever else is presenting. Bharat, we still cannot hear you. So at this point, our next session is going to be the same time next week. Where you said that we're going to have some, is it attorneys that are going to be here next week?
Next part is the export finance part, and also export grant. We talk about state trade expansion program grant. In Connecticut, any company that has product and services, they can, if they want to go international, they are eligible for the costs up to $15,000 per company per year. So, but you got to apply before the end of this fiscal year, that is September 30th, through the district. Through the Department of the Economic and Community Development, through the state. So the money is given to the state, and so total pooled money here, total is about $400,000. So if you really want to looking for the free money grant, you got to jump in because it is a first come, first serve. So any potential events you have going to trade show domestically, you don't need to go international. If you go to trade show in Chicago, Boston, like a fancy food show, New York, you can put it in and put your plan, how you're going to meet the international buyers, what is the cost. So usually each trade show is about $7,500 per event. So basically you can attend 2 trade shows, each capped at $7,500. So and then after you complete your trip, your show was over, then you can submit a request for reimbursement, so for each. You can put as many activities in. Sometimes we understand you might cancel that one, and you might be, put a 3 or 4, depends on your marketing plan to go to those trade shows to meet potential international clients. Yes, you can go to Europe if you really have like a trade show in Germany, Medicare, they call it's an international annual medical device trade show. That you certainly can submit requests to go. Once you get a green light from DECD in the state, and then you can go, spend money. And then if you don't have money, you can come to SBA to apply for SBA Export Express loan up to $500,000 to use that fund to go to Europe or whatever, in UK or France or Germany, to go to those trade shows and then come back for the reimbursement. So do we have another?
There's a question in the chat. Are there resources that can coach me or help me when I have questions on the foreign business landscape?
Yes, that's why you come to SBA to score, we can refer you to somebody. We cannot endorse anybody, even though, we do have experts at the score, depends also at the SBDC Small Business Development Centers or Women Business Centers, whoever we can find and an expert in your industry to help you grow internationally. Of course, I trust, you can also find the related information at the New Haven Free Public Library. So take advantage of the library services there. They also can really help you to find those information. Do we have any other questions?
There was a question specifically for me that I'm answering in the chat right now. Bharat also put in the chat www.export.gov or the International Trade Agency is a good option for looking for more information.
Yeah, basically, if you have a product, you really want to sell internationally, we can really help you, just in the 5 minutes to find out which country buys most for your product. And so we'll give you a list, and also the distance to your company's address, if you put your address, and also the duties and the dollar amount, so then you can focus on maybe a couple of countries. We recommend, 5 maybe, and then we can set up appointment through our embassies, consulate, overseas offices. We can make that connections for you. So of course, talking to our local U.S. Export Assistance Center, they have, also the experts can really advise you, but the first steps come to SBA or SCORE for the initial counseling, free, and then we can go from there, so we do follow up with you. Any other questions?
Not that I can see. I just sent it to you, Chenna. It's in, it should be in your email now, and I will follow up again with today's recording as well.
So next one will be export financing. We're talking about international trade loan programs at SBA. Also, we engaged EXIM Bank, which is also another federal agencies, to to talk about their programs. What are the difference between the SBA export loan programs and EXIM Bank export loan programs? And also the export credit insurance, especially when you say, oh, how should I collect my money? Even I cannot collect my money after I ship the products, domestically, how can I collect payment from somebody on the other side of the earth? Yes, the federal government does have an insurance policy which can insure up to 90, 95, 100%, depends on who are your buyers. So then if you even we insure up to 95%, so your profit margin say 20%, you're still way ahead. So we would take all these responsibilities or headache from you. So your job is to really produce and ship the best quality US made products and services overseas. We take the finance part, also payment part. So that's how we're here to help you. But so next workshop, will be we have 2 speakers, so we'll be very attractive, let's put it way, informative.
Yep, and that will be on the 1st, which is next week. It will be at 3 o'clock as well, just so that everyone is aware. And for those of you who have not come to the previous sessions, it's the same link for all 6 sessions. So once you have it once, you do not need to re-register. You can use the same link every time, and it will get you into the session next week. And if there's no other questions, I hope everybody has a great rest of your day.
Well, thank you so much.
All right, thank you, everybody. You have a great rest of your day. Good night, John. Brad, I hope you feel better.
Yeah, I think he's typing. I don't know what is wrong with his.
I think he's on his phone.
Oh, really? He's not working?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay, thank you so much, Jennifer.
All right,
have a nice
have a good
weekend.
day.
Long weekend. Have a nice long weekend.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.